Welcome to Virtual Education Library. This video is from our series of quantitative research in education. Today I am going to share you about structure and component of quantitative research questions as promised in last videos of quantitative research in education. The structure and component of quantitative research questions will help you to develop a strong research question. So let's get started. The structure of your research question, particularly of quantitative research question, depends on the study design, that whether it is descriptive, comparative, relationship-based, or experiment-based research question. So, first, structure of descriptive research question. What are the key phrases in that? Use the following phrases to start your research question. That if you want to describe anything, you need to start your question to what extent, what percentage, what is or are, how often, how frequently, etc. These are the key phrases that you need to use in your descriptive research study, such as what factors influence undergraduate females' participation in extracurricular activities. To what extent constructivism approach-based activities are used in teacher education program? So let me select the pointer. So from these key phrases, you might understand that these research questions are based on descriptive research design. As discussed in the last video that your research question should have four things: PICO, population, intervention, comparison, and outcome. So this thing should also be reflected in your research question. So here I'm going to discuss about the dependent variable. You can see here that what factors was the key phrase influence undergraduate females participation in extracurricular activities. So your research question should have a dependent variable. To what extent constructivism approach-based activities are used in teacher education program? Now sample or group should also be mentioned in this example. Your sample is undergraduate females, and here our sample is teacher education program students. Structure and context should also be defined, that what factor influence undergraduate females participation is the context in extracurricular activities. To what extent constructivism approach-based activities is the context are used in teacher education program. Moving forward, now we are going to discuss about the comparative research question. The key phrases used in such questions are: what is the difference between undergraduate females and males participation in extracurricular activities? So the difference shows the comparison. Again, what is the difference among learning satisfaction of those who learn from constructivism approach and traditional chalk and talk approach? So we are taking the same example but in different research designs, that how the sample and the context of the previous example can be used in different research designs. Again, in the comparative studies, you also need to mention the dependent variable. So in first, what is the difference between undergraduate females and male participation in extracurricular activities? So extracurricular activities is a dependent variable. And what is the difference among learning satisfaction of constructivist and traditional learner? So here learning satisfaction depends on your teaching method or approach. And here you also need to mention your sample. In this example, this is male and females participation, and in this constructivist and traditional learner. So these are the sample. The learners are sample, but there will be two groups. The one will be taught by using constructivist approach and the other will be taught by using traditional learning approach. And connecting words, here there will be connecting words, that what is the difference between male and females. In comparative, this is particularly about the comparative research study that you need to insert a connecting word. What is the difference among learning satisfaction of constructivists and traditional learners? So here again there will be connecting word, but that depends on the nature of your question. Now coming towards the relationship-based research questions, the key phrases of these questions are: what is the relationship between undergraduate students, gender, and extracurricular activities? So the key phrase is relationship. Again, what is the relationship of constructivist teaching approach with learner satisfaction in teacher education program? You can also write it down as: is there any relationship of constructivist teaching approach with learner satisfaction in teacher education program? So your relationship based research questions will have these qualities or characteristics. Now, relationship-based research question will include the independent variable and dependent variable. In the context of this example, the independent variable is gender. What is the relationship between undergraduate students' gender and extracurricular activities? In other in other question, the independent variable is constructivist teaching approach with learner satisfaction in teacher education program. Now, dependent variable. Dependent variable in the first example is extracurricular activities, and in second example it is learner satisfaction. So, well, let's first discuss this. So, like previous, it was comparative study. So, like that, it will also have a connecting word, that between and with learners. So, these are the connecting words. So, in simple, the characteristics of relationship-based study will include a key phrase, relationship, or is there any relationship, an independent variable, dependent variable, and a connecting word. So moving towards experiment research questions, these questions start with: how does participation in extracurricular activities is influenced by gender among undergraduate students? What roles constructivist and traditional teaching methods play in learner satisfaction in teacher education program? So such key phrases will indicate that the study is based on experiment based research design. There are many keywords, but they depend upon the purpose of your experiment. So the second question can also be studied by using the descriptive research method. But the how question usually requires an experiment or qualitative research. Previous question, this will also include an independent variable, that how does participation in extracurricular activities is influenced by gender. Gender is an independent variable among undergraduate students. And what roles constructivist and traditional teaching methods are independent variable, but it depends that how you are considering it. If your variable is another thing like learner satisfaction or something else, then these can also be dependent variable, but here in the context of this question, these are independent variables. So your quantitative research question should have a key phrase, an independent variable, the dependent variable. So in the context of the previously examples being discussed, the independent variable here is extracurricular activities, and here is learner satisfaction. And connecting words are is influenced by, and roles, these are the connecting words. Impact, effect, and such things are also studied by using experimental approach. So you need to keep these things in your mind when you are going to frame the research questions which you want to explore by using descriptive, relationship based, experiment based, or want to do a comparison, you need to add a key phrase, an independent variable, the sample that what will be your sample, and last the connecting words. So I hope this video will help you. Thank you for watching.